Well, all right, we just learned 5 notes, and now we're ready to put it into a song. Now we call this We Are Rolling Along. You might know it by another name. It could be the Alphabet Song, or it could be Mary Had a Little Lamb. It's all those songs, the same melody. Now for this one, you should be looking at your music. We're going to work on it a little bit. I'm going to show you how to work on a song while we do this. So you should be looking at your music, you should be reading your music, you should be thinking about where those notes are on the page and how they correspond with your fingers. Well, let's get to it. Let's start working on it a little bit. So we're going to look at the first measure, and when I approach a new song, I like to start off a little bit slow until I can get into the groove. So let's start it really slowly. I'm going to give you a count off, but a slow count off, and we're just going to work on one measure at a time for a little while until we get into the flow, just until we get the groove of it. So here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not too bad. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's add the next measure. Let's take a look at that one. That one's pretty easy. I don't think we need to work on it by itself. So let's take it slow from the beginning and work on the first 2 measures. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Good. Now, remember to use your tongue. Remember tonguing the notes. Very important now that we're playing a song. That will make a big difference. Think about your airstream. Think about playing the saxophone with good posture so we get a nice tone for this song. Let's do those first 2 measures a little faster now, maybe up to tempo where we want to have it. Here it goes. 1, 2, ready, play. Good. Now, let's go on to the next measure. Next measure is pretty easy, so let's give it a play. Just keep the same tempo. Let's see if we can do it at that tempo. We're only working on one measure at a time. 1, 2, ready, play. Now you should be playing the note A. Let's do it again. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, good. Now let's look at the next measure. That's going to have one of our newer notes in there, all right? So it's B, D, D, and then a quarter rest, which means rest, okay? And rests are a perfect time to take a big breath. You always want to breathe during a rest. Just a little side note, as far as breathing, you always want to breathe at the end of a phrase, either during a rest, and if there are no rests, then breathe at the end of a long note. That's the way to get your breath, and take big breaths through the mouth. So let's try that measure, that final measure of the first 4 bars. We're just in the first half. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. Now let's do the first 4 measures, okay? In tempo. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, you should have that going pretty well. All right, let's look on at the next measure. Oh, guess what? It's the same thing as the first 2 measures. The next 2 measures that we have, same as the first 2. So we don't have to practice those too much. Let's just add them right into it, okay? Let's just play the first 6 measures. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, we got the first 6. Pretty easy so far, not too hard. I think you guys can all do this at home. Let's look at the last 2 measures. Now those are a little bit different. All right, we're going to just try those slowly. 1, 2, ready, play. Now, the very last note is a dotted half note. That makes it 3 counts. Now, a dot after a note, what it does is adds on half the value of the original note. So the original note is a half note. We put the dot after it, and it adds on half of a half note. So that makes it 3. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Simple math, but there you go. Now, we played the whole song. Let's go for the whole thing now. Let's go from the beginning all the way to the end. 1, 2, ready, play. So I hope you had fun playing We Are Rolling Along, and we're going to continue later on with some more songs. So keep on practicing. I'm sure you're getting better.